Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video we are going to solve this problem called number of recent calls. We will break down the problem step by step and build the solution from scratch. We will understand the magic behind efficient request counting. So grab your ID and let's get started. Imagine you are running a high traffic server and you want to track how many API requests have come in during the past 3000 milliseconds. That's exactly what this problem simulates. You have to implement a class called recent counter with a constructor that starts with 0 requests, a method ping t where t is the request timestamp and in milliseconds. Okay, for each call to ping t, you should return the number of calls in the last 3000 milliseconds including this one. And it is very important to note that t will always be strictly increasing. So now, how can we implement this efficiently? We will use a queue or a list in Python to store timestamp of pings. And every time we call ping t, we add t to the queue and then we remove all timestamps from the front that are older than t minus 3000 because those are outside the valid range. And the size of the queue tells us how many requests we have. This might seem pretty clean, right? So let's implement it. First of all, from collections we will import okay, and now we will define a queue. Self dot queue is equal to dequeue. Okay, and now for the method ping t, we will define self dot queue dot append, and we will append t, and then while self dot queue and self dot queue of 0 is less than t minus 3000. As I mentioned earlier, I will pop the elements from self dot queue dot pop left, and at the end we will return length of the self dot queue. Okay, so we will use a dequeue because popping from the front of a list is very slow, but a dequeue gives us that big O of 1 performance. That means we can remove the element from a queue in linear time complexity, and that's all we need for efficiency. And when we might make up to the 10,000 calls, we will need something that is linear. Now let me try to run it and check if it works for our first test case or not. As we can see here that our code passes the test case, that means the example given here. Now we will try to submit it and check if it works for all the test cases in our example or not. As we can see here that our program passes almost all the test cases, and it also surpasses 56.54% of users in terms of time complexity and 98.61% of users in terms of memory. So we can say that our program is very memory efficient and time efficient as well. So that's it for today's video, and we have created time aware request counter using a dequeue in just few lines. This problem is a favorite in interviews because it tests both data structure knowledge